Hello, I am Abdel Ignacio, and I'll be explaining the cell and the differences between animal and plant cells. Now, the cell is the basic unit of life in every living organism. It is the smallest structure that can perform all the functions for existing life, which include growth, metabolism, and reproduction. Overall, cells can be broadly classified into prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, which include bacteria and archaea and plants, animal, fungi, and protists, respectively. Now, um, okay, excuse me. Every cell has a cell membrane that regulates what comes in and goes out. Inside there is a nucleus, which is essentially the brain of the cell, where DNA is stored. The mitochondria is where the powerhouse, which generates energy for the cell. Ribosomes manufacture proteins, while the endoplasmic reticulum assists in transporting them. The Golgi apparatus functions like a post office, packeting materials for delivery. Now, for the animal and plant cells, most organelles are shared between animal and plant cells, but there are enough differences. Plant cells have a cell wall for structure, chloroplast, and for photosynthesis, and a large center circulate to store water. Animal cells have centroids to help in cell division and some lysomes that break up waste. Well, that's gonna be about it. See ya.
Hello, my name is Juan Carlos Romero, and today I'm gonna talk about the characteristics of living things. So, remaining with this, it's important to take into account that living things should be taken by their characteristics, so we are able to distinguish them from the living and the non-living things. These characteristics are the next cellular organization, where basically we are able to know that all living organisms are made of one or more cells, which they are basic units of life, which remains about basically knowing how much cells there are in a unit. And metabolism is basically the living things undergo chemical reactions to convert energy and nutrients into the fuel they need to grow, fuels, and how they repair and carry out functions. This includes processes like respiration and digestion. So it is when the system works. And now we're going to see the growth and development, which basically organize and grow and develop over time following a specific life cycle. This involves increasing in size and complexity. And then we're going to be with the reproduction. All living things have the ability to reproduce either sexually or asexually, to produce offspring and ensure the continuation of their species. And now we're going to the response to stimuli. Living things can respond to external stimuli like light, temperature, and sound to adapt to their surroundings or protect themselves. And then we're going to the heredity, in which living organisms pass genetic information from one generation to the next, typically through DNA, ensuring the continuity of the species. So basically, it's important to remain that all these characteristics to be able to know about the living things. So we focus on the characteristics of this, like I said, at science, as science, to distinguish the non-living things and the living things.
With time, we see things with our eyes until they create the nimble lens, or they found it. Over 750 before Christ, more or less. Then Seneca find out that zinc with a crystal bottle full of water, like in the bottle, we can see the things magnified and bigger than with our normal eye. Then in 1021 after Christ, Al Haytham published a book. We talk about the optic eyes and how the things are saw in our eyes. Then, at the end of 16th century, Hans and Zacharias made lenses with zoom, like the one that we see, more or less with 20 to 50 magnified, more or less. It's not a lot, but it was a lot in that time. In 1665, Robert Hooke made the first microscope as we know, like the form. It has from same as 20 to 50 magnified, more or less, until Anton van Leeuwenhoek made lenses with 200 to 300 times magnified. When they made the Robert Hooke made from the lenses of 20 to 50 magnified, we find the first cell, or they saw the first cell. It was a cell of a cork, if I'm not small cork, something like that. And knowing that, we can go to the cell theory. All the cell theories are that all organisms are made of one or more cells. If they don't have cells, they're not an organism. Cells are the basic unit of structure in all living things. As I said, if they don't have cells, they're not living things. So it was pretty important to have cells to be a living thing. New cells are made from extinct cells through cellular division. The cells doesn't reproduce, but they divide or multiply. It's the same in this case. From one cell we can get two, and from that two we can get four, and a lot of that. All linear flows occurs within the cells. Okay, that's important. All cells contain DNA, genetic material passed to the other cells. This means that from one cell they have the same DNA, the same genetic as the cells that they came before.
And cell transport. Cell transport is the movement of substances across the cell membrane, either into or out of the cell. The plasma membrane is highly selective in controlling what enters or exits. Types of cell transport. Active transport requires energy to move substances from a lower to a higher concentration. Passive transport doesn't require energy. Move substances from a higher to a lower concentration. Facilitate transport uses glycoproteins to assist in diffusion through the membrane. Types of active transport. Antiport pumps use co-transporter proteins to move substances in opposite directions. Side port pumps move two substances in the same direction. Endocytosis moves large molecules enter the cell via membrane, folding forms vesicles. Exocytosis, opposite of endocytosis, vesicles transport substances out of the cell.
Hello everyone, today I want to talk about three important topics that affect millions of people around the world: pregnancy, addiction, and obesity. These issues may seem unrelated, but they are deeply connected in terms of health and well-being. First of all is pregnancy. Pregnancy is a beautiful and life-changing experience, but it also comes with great responsibility. A mother's health directly affects her baby's health. Poor nutrition, lack of prenatal care, and exposure to harmful substances can lead to complications such as premature birth or low birth weight. Expecting mothers must focus on a balanced diet, regular checkups, and a healthy lifestyle to give their baby the best possible start in life. And then there's addiction. Addiction is a serious condition that can have devastating effects in life, especially during pregnancy. Substances like alcohol, nicotine, and drugs can cross the placenta and harm the unborn baby. Babies born to mothers with substance abuse may suffer from neonatal abstinence syndrome, well known as NAS, birth defects, or long-term development problems. Overcoming addiction is not easy, but seeking professional help and support can make a difference. Rehabilitation and counseling are a crucial step toward recovery. And finally, we have obesity. Obesity is another health concern that affects people of all ages, including pregnant women. Excess weight during pregnancy increases the risk of gestational diabetes, high blood pressure, and complications during delivery. It also raises chances of obesity in the child later in life. However, obesity is not just a concern for pregnant women. It is a global epidemic that leads to heart diseases, diabetes, and other chronic conditions. The key prevention is a healthy diet, regular exercise, and lifestyle changes. My final conclusion to this topic is that obesity, pregnancy, and addiction are all health concern issues that need to get awareness. They all require action, and whether you're expecting a baby, struggling with addiction, or trying to maintain a healthy weight, making the right choices can change your life. Seek support, make informed decisions, and take care of your body because your health matters, not just for you, but for your future generations.
The biological organization of living things follows a hierarchy, from a single organelle to the entire biosphere. In multicellular organisms, cells form tissues, which group into organs that perform specific functions. These organs work together in systems that keep organisms alive. A population consists of individuals of the same species in a specific area, while a community includes multiple species interacting. An ecosystem includes all living organisms in an area, along with abiotic, non-living elements like water, air, or soil. At the highest level, the biosphere encompasses all ecosystems, representing life on Earth. This organization shows how everything in nature is connected, working together to sustain life. Homeostasis is the process that keeps the body systems in balance to ensure survival and proper function. To maintain this balance, the body constantly regulates important factors, such as acid levels, blood pressure, blood sugar, energy, hormones, oxygen, proteins, and temperature. These levels must stay within certain limits for the body to function properly. Homeostasis involves four key components: the stimulus, something that causes a change; the sensor, which detects the change; the control center, which processes the information and decides how to respond; and the effector, which performs the response to restore balance. There are two main types of feedback loops that help maintain homeostasis. Negative feedback. This reduces the intensity of a response to bring the body back to normal. For example, when blood sugar gets too high, the body releases insulin to bring it down. Positive feedback. This increases the responses until a specific goal is achieved. For example, during childbirth, contractions increase until the baby is delivered. In short, homeostasis keeps the body internal environment stable, and feedback loops help regulate this balance.